All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. I did continue testing those wireless mics last night, and hopefully it is working better today. And if not, the live chat will certainly tell me if I'm coming in loud or not. I tried hitting up a bunch of people this morning to see if anyone could come on the Zoom and test it with me, but no one was available. So here we go. All right. I'm going straight to the charts. Good sound. Okay. All right, great. Maybe I finally got it working. Let's go to the charts. All right. So the weekly chart remains in our new adjusted triangle. However, the MACD has flipped into the negative side. The CMF is continuing to decline, and the RSI is also continuing to decline. All of these are bearish metrics. We will remain somewhat optimistic, but in a complete neutral stance on the weekly chart of Bitcoin. How about the daily chart? The daily chart has played out absolutely perfectly with my call on the buy event off of the MRI low. Now, I did call this buy event 2 days earlier because I felt that this big rally off the MRI support line was enough to get us into the upside. However, we did make a slightly new low on the MRI by itself. And this is where trading is usually, technical analysis trading is usually more like science, but sometimes there is a little bit of art involved in where you have to be confident in the MRI to hold through this secondary low when you recognize the fact that you got in a little too early if you rushed in on 2 days earlier. And then you have to trust the fact that the MRI buying opportunity will reverse the price, just like it reversed it back here off the MRI sell, and kind of reversed it here off another MRI sell that didn't last very long, but at least it didn't wreck you immediately. It would have wrecked you eventually. It also depends on how high your leverage was. So trusting the process of the MRI would have gotten you into a nice trade. And this trade was always seen by me as a 1 to 4 candle correction. And this is one of the reasons why there is in the settings of the MRI, that extra star needs its own box, because technically speaking, you shouldn't need a star that follows an MRI buy, because that is your buy signal. You don't need a secondary buy signal necessarily. So this is why, by the way, you get the video explaining all of these settings in the MRI when you pick up the MRI for those that are interested. So that green star is actually not necessary, and that's because that is your buy signal and it gets you in a little bit earlier. This was always going to be a 1 to 4 candle move to the upside before reevaluating the position. And here is where trouble comes in. This def cross between the 20 period and the 50 period is not a joke. This is a serious area of resistance that may not be very easy to break. And if we are unable to break this area of resistance and we continue to consolidate, making a symmetric triangle into the $50,000 area as the 128-day moving average comes up and the 50 and the 20 continue to deteriorate, this sets up an environment of I'm going to delete this after I draw it, but I do want to draw it. This sets up a very nasty environment of a symmetric triangle in the making between the moving averages. This is what you want to avoid, because what else is going to happen? I wonder if I can draw squiggly lines on this. I know other people do it. Actually, I have no idea how to draw squiggly lines on this. Let me see. I've seen other people do it, but I have no idea how they do it. Oh, well. I'll just use straight lines. There's got to be like a squiggly line, right? I don't want to waste too much time. It's got to be somewhere here. There's a brush. I don't know what that does. Is that what it is? Yeah, there it is. So, found it. So that would be like your 128. And now I would need like a yellow color. Oh, I guess I should do this. Right, so something like that. This one will probably fall. I don't like that color, but I also don't like how I drew it. Like that. And, you know, like that. Anyway, you guys get the point. This one would be purple. First time messing around with these things. Oh, that did not work at all. Anyway, I'm deleting all. So it's not working for me at all. Let's go back to the pointer. Let's delete all this. Draw all these dots. Any more dots? Anyway, you guys get the point. If this happens, and I'm going to delete this because this is way too premature and early. If this happens, it sets up a very nasty drop because now there's no support down here. The next level of support is right there. So, and by then, even the 128 might turn to the downside. Hey, thanks, Dan. I really need audio engineering help on the ground, not online, unfortunately. I'm too retarded to figure this shit out. So anyway, so I'm going to delete this, but this is one of my concerns right now off of this moving average rejection. Now, I am not buying into Bitcoin until we clearly establish a close on a daily level above both of those moving averages. And as those moving averages continue to come down, that close could also come down. But right now, I really need that close above $57,000. Until I get a close above $57,000, I am going to be very, very cautious on Bitcoin. Also, if we do get a close above $57,000, then the weekly chart also looks good because that would be a close above its 7-period moving average. And we still have these lucid SARs that have not even started accelerating down yet. Yeah, people were telling me about the Ethereum. Oh yeah, wait. Let's look at the funding rate. The funding rate has completely disappeared, which is a good sign for the bulls. The RSI is slightly favoring the bulls. The MACD is about to cross, which will favor the bulls. And the CMF is also favoring the bulls, even though it's decelerating overall, but I kind of like it. And the volume is not really relevant at the moment. So your oscillators are favoring the bulls, not by much, but this is more important to me. This depth cross and the inability to get over it 2 days ago is a concern. Short-term charts. Not really going to care about the oscillators on a short-term chart. So we have fallen below this line of concern, but now we are back above that line with a green star candle. But we still have this to navigate. This I'm now moving up. So on a short-term level, I'm going to drop this arrow. On a short-term level, I need the price of Bitcoin to cross this green line. But the problem is that if we continue rising here into 55.5, we'll probably be crossing this line on an MRI top, which means I can't buy into this short-term trade. So once again, I am stuck waiting on a 4-hour level till we get above 57,000, because by then we would be breaking this higher term moving average. So once again, we are kind of stuck. I'm actually going to delete this line because that line is no longer my metric. I would need us. I would have a metric on a daily scale. GBEC premium is once again. Oh wait, well, the market's not open yet, so we have to wait for the market to open. I'm doing this video earlier than usual. Gold, I remain bullish on gold. We are making higher highs and higher lows. We just have to stay above this green line in order to stay bullish on Bitcoin. I know the value, I know the microphone. Okay, yeah, I am using the right microphone. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm trying to see how these microphones will work. It is touching my skin, but if the audio is okay, then it's okay. Okay, so the S&P, today is Friday. We're already pulling back. Keep in mind, on Monday, we're going to have an MRI top on the S&P. And that makes me even more concerned about Bitcoin because the stock market needs to correct. The stock market has been going up for a while. We should still be in the, oh no, we had our yearly, this is the weekly chart. We had our yearly MRI top, we had our monthly MRI top, but here comes the weekly MRI top. And the weekly and daily are my two most important ones. So the weekly MRI top is coming in on next week, basically, it's coming in on Monday. And a 1 to 4 candle correction, you know, up to back to 4,000 is very, very reasonable. You know, even a little lower than that, like 39.50 is very reasonable. Back to this middle line of the channel, it's very reasonable. You can see how this middle line of the channel that I have drawn, this is a channel going back to 2009, probably. Yep. So channel going back to 2009, you can see how the middle part of the channel has been very, very good as both support and resistance. And maybe it's time for it to be support one more time. So if the stock market shits the bed, so to say, next week and starts a significant pullback, that could be, you know, bad for Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin has been very correlated with the stock market going back to 2009 when Bitcoin started. Stock market has been in a, what, 12-year bull run? And so has Bitcoin. It's about the same. So anytime the stock market corrects, Bitcoin also tends to correct until Bitcoin has uncorrelated itself from the stock market completely, which I do not believe it has yet, because not enough people are using Bitcoin. Of course, to use Bitcoin, you would need to learn how to use Lightning. Let me just glance at the 1 hour chart real quick, mostly because I forgot. Well, the 1 hour chart has reset. So we have plenty of upside here on the 1 hour chart. I don't even need to wait for the MRI. Yeah. All right, back to the stock market. So next week, I am expecting a correction. So if I was long the stock market right now, I would be taking my profit, probably today. Well, those of you that didn't do it yesterday, yesterday was a new all-time high for the stock market at the close and at the high. Normally, I would never take profit on a candle like this that has just made a new all-time high close and a new all-time high. However, I also know that the weekly MRI top is coming next week, and here comes Friday. So if you don't want to risk it into the last day of the week, then you may want to get out the day before. Now, this doesn't mean that today has to close as a bearish candle. yesterday was a bearish candle most of the day, and then it rallied at the end of the day. We can certainly see a rally at the end of the day today. We could also see a rally early next week, and then top in the middle of next week. That's the ideal way to do it. In an ideal situation, the market would rally to the upside off of good earnings early next week. The market would top out just under 42.50. So let's say if the market tops out next week at 42.45, we'll do 42.43 and a half. Okay, 42.43 and a half. Okay, that's if the market hits this line next week, I would completely exit the market, and I would wait till the end of the week and maybe a week or two. This is this would be like my profit take on a daily scale. We can move that to a weekly scale. That's the futures market. It's about the same in the cash market. So in the cash market, it's the same thing. I will put this line at, oh wow, we have to zoom in a little. So what was the high this past week so far? 42.11 was the close. 42.18 was the high. So we can stick this line, 42, same thing, 42, 43.50. I know there's a difference between the futures market and the cash market, but we're just, estimating here. So I would put it somewhere here, like somewhere in the 42.40s, 42, 43.50 right there, okay? So that would be my line next week. If the market hits that line next week, I am out. This is like one of the rare situations where I sell the actual top. I want it to be similar to this candle right here. That is how markets top on an MRI. Not like this, but like this. This is that big swing into the MRI top. The big swing was like the last 5 candles were all bullish, and then on the MRI candle, on the MRI top candle, we're swinging higher, going right into this middle line resistance. This was more of a consolidation play. While I might have exited here, I would have been itching to get back in. And now these are also arrows, extension A, extension B, extension C. I might have held through all of this, but right here, undeniably, I have to go back in. Maybe not that first star, but that second star, okay? So these areas where I'm going in. Here, I'm looking to get out because this pattern reminds me so much of what happened right here. Okay, so I don't want to see this rip to the upside early next week and then take the profit on the stock market. All right. So I don't even know what that is. My shitcoin list. So someone wanted to show me an Ethereum chart, but I don't remember if it was versus Bitcoin or versus the dollar. It was on a 4-hour chart. Again, I never trade the candle following an MRI top candle because of the curve, what's happening right now. But I think it was a 4-hour chart that had the MRI top perfectly, but I don't know if, yeah, there it is. Beautiful. Yep, that's the one. People shorted this. They tweeted out pictures of this as it was happening, like right in the beginning of that candle. So whoever did that did really, really well. This was the 4-hour chart with the MRI on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. I wonder how the dollar versus Ethereum chart did. That was like consolidation versus the, oh, same thing, boom. Or it might have been this one, whichever one. Obviously, the one versus Bitcoin was a better short play. Now, you don't have to short off the MRI top. Usually, you just take your profit and wait to see what happens. But some people like to short so they can short. How's Doge doing? Doge rallied versus Bitcoin the other day. It's now consolidating again. I don't think this Doge thing is over, guys. I don't think this Doge thing is over. I think Elon's going to send out more tweets and it's going to get pumped more. All right. I think that's it for me today. This video dragged on a little bit longer than expected. Hey guys, if you, oh yeah, mempool. Let's look at the mempool. we were just clearing like a 12 sat per byte transactions, which was amazing. So, and 10 sat per byte transactions and 15. So we're going into the weekend, guys. So you should be able to send in, 10 sat and under per byte transactions, and they should clear this weekend. So if you were going to move Bitcoin around, this is the weekend to do it. We can take a look at Felix's page. Yeah, if you send in like, 10 sat per byte transaction, it'll probably clear by tomorrow. Okay. If you're looking to learn trading, there's a free tutorial over at vays.com. Right here, learn trading. If you're looking for something a little more advanced that's not free, you can check out the on-demand videos right here. I recommend the technical analysis plus risk management because they're very important. That's why there's a 25% discount on both of these videos when you buy them together. For the options people, I should probably reteach this one of these days as a 3-day workshop. And finally, for the really advanced stuff, we have the MRI indicator. It has a price of lifetime fee of $1,000 right there. I said this is a monthly fee. It's not. It's so far for now, it is still one time as long as TradingView allows me to have it, basically. Okay, so that's it. I'm looking to launch the Zoom private Q&A stuff probably next week. So watch out for that. We're closing out with 900 viewers. That is absolutely awesome. So that is it. Oh, shout out to buythebit.store. I'm wearing a bunch of shirts. Thank you for the gift. I'm going to do a proper shout out to the store. It's in I have my own store, which I never promote. You can go to the store section. We have it's in the affiliate section, and the buythedip.store is right there. Okay. You guys get a 10% discount. Just click proceed. So there's the buythedip.store. Got a bunch of this stuff in the mail the other day. Really cool. All right, guys. Thank you. This is not my store, by the way. Thank you all so much for watching, and see you all on the next one. At least the mics work this time. Kind of. I turned off the motion sense. I turned that stuff off, so this is probably why it's working better. Bye, guys.